Is there a piece of music that you've made where it dramatically changed during the course of things? And I'm not talking in terms of you having to kind of put your head down for like the ancient gods and you've got a time frame in which you've got to do this, but where the ending of it was not the intended end when you first started out.
The short answer is it's a lot of pieces are always changing, because what I think is done at the beginning, where I'm like, that's done. That's a fucking banger. Like 2 weeks later, I'm like, that sounds like shit. Let's rework this. Like it happens all the time. That's the short answer. The long answer is it depends. Like if I'm really inspired and I have like something in my head where I'm like, there's like 5 notes here, and I know I can put a certain type of rhythm with these 5 notes and make something that is interesting from start to finish, hopefully for most people, then I can crank out that stuff in like a day, and that's how it stays. And Dusk had a lot of that. But there are moments with boss fights specifically where things change. Things change all the time with boss fights. And depending on the pacing of the boss fight, depending on how well the game is like building, like in terms of tension to that fight, those will change a lot. Like there's plenty of pieces that I threw just away in a medieval for boss fights. I know that probably pains you to hear. You're like, why didn't you just save him for the soundtrack, you motherfucker? But there's a lot of ideas where I was just like, no, not big and crazy enough. Boss fights are a big one. One standout moment that I can think of off the top of my head, where something changed because, oh shit, I'm going to be in trouble if we release this, was Alienation Akimbo, the song Alienation Akimbo in Dusk. If you listen to it, it kind of has sounds like it could almost fall into the song Dark Halls in Doom. That's because before it initially did on accident. I was like, oh, this is just fucking Dark Halls. And the song was done. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, okay, we need to change a couple things around. And it sounded so good that way. But it sounded so good because Bobby Prince wrote that shit, like it's been drilled into my head. So there's a version of Dark Halls. I think I posted it on Twitter at one point. That is, there's a version of Alienation Akimbo that is Dark Halls basically. But yeah, I changed that before we released it. I was like, no, we're not fucking having these problems. Like,
yeah, you don't want to call those lawyers, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure they would be like, that's a cool nod, but I don't want to chance that, and I don't want to shit on someone else's IP,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can
Very
just do
true.
whatever. No, just take it easy. Like,
yeah.
Because it's high time that we put the screws to Mr. Hulshult here with the hard-hitting questions the public really wants to know.
Oh no.
So we've got 2 heavy hitters.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. You can be the judge of that.
Okay.
I'm building this up really big. I want you to feel the burn. You're probably going to feel a light sizzle, and that's it. But all right, so we got Ruby Ranger over here on Blue Sky, and he asks a pretty good one. He said, if you had the opportunity to go back in time and make the score to any game of your choice, what would it be?
I'd opt not to. Also, hi Ruby Ranger. I talk to them back and forth on Twitter every now and then. I wouldn't do it because everything that I would want to go back and change is something that's inspired me for what I'm doing today, and I'd be fucking with the past, which would then screw with my inspirations today. It's like, what are you, inspired by yourself? Are you a psychopath? I understand the idea behind the question though. I'll give you an answer. Probably the original. No, I'd say Hitman Blood Money. If money wasn't an option.
Nice.
Like if it was just like, yeah, just we're just gonna IDOS this up. John Romero IDOS this up and give you $20 million to go hire a symphony and do whatever you want. I'd love to take a crack at that game. I love the Hitman games.
Dude, I love that we're talking about Hitman today.
Awesome.
I just saw that tweet. Maybe you saw it too. But someone was talking about their favorite levels in Hitman. and like how Put Your Head on My Shoulder hits really differently now because the slaughterhouse level. I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
bringing me back to 2004
so
or whatever
good.
it was.
You know, the new one was like there's something that was leaked out like 3 years ago, where the plans for the new ones were originally supposed to be complete rebuilds of like the first 3 games, all their maps. I was
Huh.
like, oh, I bet that exists somewhere. Like, I bet those maps exist somewhere. I'm like, please, I will pay for them.
Right.
Like, just release them.
Just sit there
Where's
twiddling your
that-
nipples.
where's that
just
AI to
the
scrape the internet?
idea
Yeah, I know,
that
right?
that
Like,
might
oh.
happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be glorious because that's kind of what
Yeah,
content
that's
was
also-
anyway. It's kind of a
Yeah.
And,
read.
and also shout out to the viewers. Go check out Ruby Ranger's recent Daikatana work.
Yes.
It's a hell of a project that he's put together there, and it is.
I still need to watch that, and I'm part of it.
Me too. Me too.